Have you ever been interested in the wonderful arts of coding? Well, now you can learn coding with Vex IQ, because now you're going to learn how to use Vex IQ. Now, this is not going to cover everything about Vex IQ, only the most important parts. So when you see Vex IQ, it's just like this, a plain screen. You can either go to first gen, which is the older gen, or second gen, which is the newer gen. Now, you first add a device. You can do controller, drivetrain, motor group, so on. But in this video, we will only be mostly caring or focusing on controller and drivetrain 2 motors. Drivetrain 4 motors is just 4 motors. So once you understand drivetrain 2 motors, you understand 4 motors. So for this one, you choose a motor, like the port that is connected to the brain. If you have the Vex IQ brain and you connect a wire to it, that number that is above that will be the one that you choose. Let's say 1. And the right motor is 2. Now there's 2 things. No driver, and you have to feel all these things. The track width is here to here without the wheel. With the middle of the wheels. Here to here, distance of the wheel. So. Gyro, you have to purposely find one. Like you have to purposely use a brain shot to let the gyro work. But for this one, we don't care about these two, and we brain intel. Now, first you got to measure the wheel. Are you doing 100 millimeters, 160 millimeters, or the normally one, like the normal one, 200 millimeters? We're doing that. The gear ratio, you can either do 2 to 1, 3 to 1, so on. But for now we're using 1 to 1. It doesn't matter actually though. Okay, so now you have this new drivetrain. But before you get tempted, you first must add all the motors. So you have this motor, you select the port, you do normal or reverse depending on which one you want, and you click done. Now you've got a motor inside. And the controller can help you with this, like, I want to go forward. Well, you can do that. This lets you go forward, this lets you go left or right. And if you have any other things you want to use, then just click on it. Like for the motor, L up is forward and L down is reverse for motor 3. And then click done. Your controller is here. Wonderful! So, the first thing you do is to like turn up the velocity, turn up the torque if you're using the motor. This gives you the most strength. This gives you the most speed. If you want to zoom past like Fast and Furious with the robot, then you add this and this. Turn it up, not to 1,000, to 100. Both of them, and now it's going at 100%. Next is turn heading 90. Now first the robot's like, where is my turn heading 90? Go to sensing, more importantly gyro sensing, and do set brain intel heading to 0 degrees. That way the robot's like, oh, this starting way is 0 degrees. So then you can turn 90 degrees, which is right 90 degrees. But why do we use this? Or why do we use this? Well, if you add this, it will go on forever and ever to the right. And for this, it will go to the left. So this is better. But what if you want to go to the left? Like, what if you want to turn left? Well, add that negative. And now you're going negative 90 degrees, if that makes sense. But just think of it this way. Negative is left, positive is right. Together they make a good code. After this, we have this print, and this is showing the print console. Create our rows, and yeah, it creates all of this. Well, print Vex code is more the controller. Brain, it actually prints it on the brain. Draw a picture, you can see. Font, yeah. And then we can play sounds. So, play siren. It plays a siren. If you want to do the whole note of Beethoven, well, good luck with that, I guess. But that's like, okay, well, what's next? Like, I don't care about the sounds. I don't care about this. Well, next you got the edge. It's like when this happens, then below that is what will happen. Or it's like this, like press message 1, focus message 1 and wait. You can always change or rename the message. Then there's repeat, wait 1 second, and inside this goes on forever. If slash then. Well, if something happens, in this case, if brain left touch button is pressed, then what will happen? Let's say spin motor 3 forward. So when this happens, then that happens. And if this like is criteria is met, then this part and this part and this part is like, okay, well, let's do that. But if it doesn't meet the criteria, which is more prominently shown in this, then it will do something else in here. Wait until. You wait until this specific action, you repeat until this specific action, you do this while this specific action is doing that. This is all sensing, like if that happens, then that happens. Operator. You pick a random number 1 to 10, or if you do that, like if pick random number 1 to 10, well that's not gonna work, but you can do this. Dot this and this and this and this and so on, so on, so on, so on. But what's the point of this? Well, if you don't want that degree to be like this specific one, like for example, you want it to be heading to right 90 degrees. But what if on the field it like suddenly moves a bit off? Well, do this. If if is over or no, not or, if this is over 90 degrees, and in this case it's heading, let me find that for a minute, not this, if drive heading in degrees is over 90, in this case you turn left until this happens. Other than Now that we got most of it done, time for variables. You can say, you can rename the variable to y or whatever you want. You can set that to that and change that to that. This is really useful if you want two things to be done on one button. Then there's make a block. You can make the block's name like this. And it's just, for me, it's easier to divide them into sections. Comment, you comment. Wow, such a nice piece of code, for example. But what if you wanted to save it? Well, you could just rename it. Or you could just save it like that. What if you want to make a new one? Well, you could do text project, which is what we'll cover probably never. Or you could do a new block project, and it's all these simple things. Thank you so much for listening, and goodbye.